Hello everyone, back to tuning in to today's second video. Do me extended European outlook for today's second video. So as on a Tuesday, we've got your 30-day look ahead for the UK and for the rest of Europe as well. And I shall get on that for you in a moment. Just say that first video, say on 6 AM upload, and we've got a 10 to 14 day coming up to you later on today as well. So please check out both all of today's videos. And thank you so very much, everybody, for doing that. I hope you're having a lovely Tuesday as well. Thank you so much to WF.INT for supplying the charts too, by the way. Okay, so week one mean sell pressure anomaly taking us through the current week, which is 27th February, 6th of March. Looks like this. High pressure is dominating across much of northern and also Western Europe. We've got a trough of low pressure in the far northeast, and we've got low pressure into the Mediterranean as well. The 500 millibar height anomaly shows this up very nicely. Big ridge of above average height sitting through Western Europe and into the North Atlantic. Trough of low pressure into far northeast Europe and northwest of Russia, and low pressure through the Mediterranean as well. Now here's how the temperature anomalies are looking today for this week. Cold on average through France, Spain and Portugal. Some of that chillier weather extending in some parts of the UK. Much of the Low Countries also looking cold on average, as does Germany, and that does go through into western parts of Poland as well. North of that, generally mild across most parts of Scandinavia, so above average temperatures there, particularly through Norway and Sweden. And those mild temperatures also are extending into the southeastern corner of Europe, so like some parts of the Balkans, in towards Greece, Turkey, and up into Black Sea, above average temperatures through those places. Precipitation-wise, very dry across Western Europe, so significantly drier than normal for the UK, for Ireland, through France, and also into Spain and Portugal as well. Low Countries, Germany, up to Denmark, and southern parts of Norway and Sweden, all coming out drier than normal. Northern and central parts of Norway are a little bit wetter, and then into the central bowl of the Med, right from the Balearic Islands through to Corsica, Sardinia, in towards Italy and over the Adriatic, just onto the Adriatic coast of Balkans, very wetter than average condition. There have been some snowfalls, of course, through some parts of the Mediterranean. Unbelievably, been a little bit of snow, I think, in Mallorca. Wow. Eastern parts of Europe, eastern parts of Europe looking generally dry. They're extending up into the Baltic Sea states as well. Latvia, Estonia and Lithuania, and then over onto the east side of the Med. Again, looks rather dry, particularly through those Greek islands and into Turkey. Week 2 will be the 6th to the 13th of March. This is how it's looking. Much more unsettled, low pressure in off the Atlantic into much of Europe. Actually, I've got some high pressure up towards Greenland and also Iceland. 500 millibar height anomaly looks like that. So we've got blocking around Greenland, low pressure in the Atlantic coming into northern and west parts of Europe. It's high pressure down towards Spain though, so that's trying to maintain a milder west-southwesterly flow, but particularly into the western part of Europe. So the temperature anomaly is colder than average next week through Scandinavia and much of northeastern Europe. Meanwhile, Western Europe actually being predicted to be milder than normal for the UK, Ireland, France, Spain, Portugal. I'm not sure about that. You're going to see day 10 to 14 day a little bit later on, and very much at odds with that. But yeah, if it's what model is showing, so we're going to go with that for this particular update anyway. So milder than average through the western part of Europe and into southern Europe as well next week. Into the eastern Med, also looking milder than north. So the cold conditions really in the far north and northeast of Europe there next week. And precipitation-wise, much more unsettled, so becoming wetter through much Western Europe, Ireland, UK, France, Low Countries, Belgium, Netherlands, Germany, into Poland as well. Wetter than average through those regions. At the same time, though, it's getting drier through the Med, so we lose the heavy showers and thunderstorms we've had this week in the Med, and things start quite a lot drier. And into the far north of Europe, well, there we see that Scandinavia closer to that blocking area of high pressure, around Greenland and Iceland comes out drier than average. Week 3 will be the 13th to the 20th of March, still with low pressure, particularly through western parts of Europe. 500 millibar height anomaly shows again below average heights, low pressure in from Atlantic. High pressure maintained around Spain. Jet stream coming in from Atlantic like that. Some high pressure over on the eastern side of Europe as well. Temperature anomalies, generally mild through much of northern Europe, away from northern Scandinavia where it's colder. Other than that, above average temperature anomalies from the UK and Ireland in west, right way over to Black Sea in the east. So most places coming out milder than normal there across Europe. And this is the precipitation anomaly, and it looks generally wetter than normal through much of West Europe again. Ireland, France, Germany, the Low Countries, UK, up to Denmark, southern parts of Norway, and particularly some parts of Sweden coming out wetter than average as well. Also wetter into the Baltic Sea states as well. The far northern part of Scandinavia, particularly through Norway, again looks drier there. And then going further southwards, rather on the dry side through parts of Spain, Portugal, and extending into Mediterranean as well. So it remains more unsettled in the northwest and driest in the south and the southeast. Week 4 will be the 20th of March to the 27th. Some high pressure beginning to build up over Scandinavia. Low pressure is out to the west, means trying to come in from the east across northern parts of Europe. The 500 millibar height anomaly, I should say, shows that we've got above average heights around Scandinavia, below average heights in the Atlantic. What's the temperatures doing there for week 4? So generally quite mild across most parts of Europe. No sign of anything cold in March, really. Which, you know, is not what we're thinking for this March after the SSW and whatnot. But, you know, again, don't go by what the model shows. It's a very different update from ECM this week compared to what we were seeing with B charts last week. But here we go. It's more than average seen really from most areas, right way from Ireland in west to Black Sea in the east. And precipitation wise, so drier over Scandinavia and the far northeast Europe. Otherwise, we have a weakening still, maybe still a little bit on the unsettled side for the far west of Europe. Right, that's the 30-day look ahead done. Let's go for weeks 5 and 6 data before we go. So this would be week 5 mean sea level pressure anomaly from the 27th of March to the 3rd of April. Now we get the blocking. Around Greenland and Iceland, sending the low pressure southwards. The 500 millibar height anomaly, again showing high pressure around Greenland and Iceland. Below average heights through northern parts of Europe. The temperature anomaly is becoming cooler and getting colder than average across the extreme north of Europe there. And precipitation-wise, again, drier than normal. We've got all the high pressure blocking to the north, wetter, perhaps down to the far southwest. And then week 6 will be the 3rd to the 10th of April. Again, blocking around Greenland and Iceland. Some low pressure across the north and the west of Europe. The 500 millibar heights, again, showing trough of below average heights through northern and western Europe. Temperature anomaly getting colder than average now. We'll get into April and it starts getting colder than normal in the far north and northwest after a very mild March. And precipitation wise, again, it's a weak signal, but looks relatively unsettled. That's a strange update from ECM, from ECM Extended this week. Though, let's wait and see how that's looking again when we look at it on Saturday morning, just with an England, or just with a UK and Ireland focus. Right, we'll do it all over again next Tuesday for the European Outlook. Remember, any forecast beyond 5-7 days comes with big health warnings and large pinches of salt attached. We're going to be back shortly with your 10 to 14 day, which will be including all our break features. Come back for that then. For this week's EC Extended, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.